Good morning, my dear students. And we are meeting again, not in our classroom, but through online classes. And I hope you all are fine and keeping well. Take care and stay home safely. Today, we continue our discussion about smart materials. We have seen what are smart materials and different types of smart materials. In this online class, we further move to more smart materials. Shape memory materials. When we apply a stimuli to certain materials, the permanent shape of that material changes. Once I withdraw that particular stimuli, the materials regain its shape. So the external stimuli could be either change in temperature, application of pressure, change in electric voltage, change in wavelength of the radiations, etc. So, materials that remember its permanent shape and shape change is initiated by external stimuli are called shape memory materials. For a shape memory materials to act as smart, it needs the shape memory effect. And shape memory effect is the property of a material to gain back its original shape when activated with suitable conditions. So there are four types of shape memory materials: shape memory polymers, shape memory ceramics, shape memory alloys, and shape memory gels. Shape memory polymers or SMPs. Certain polymers have the ability to change its permanent shape to a temporary shape when an external stimuli is applied. Once the external stimuli is removed, these polymers regain its original shape. So, polymers which are stimuli responsive polymers and they have the ability to change or fix from a permanent shape to a temporary shape by the application of external stimuli come under shape memory polymers. The external stimuli could be thermal, humidity, pH, light, magnetic energy, electric field, etc. Now see that particular figure? I have a polymer with a permanent shape. Once I am applying an external field, the shape is changing to a temporary shape. When that external field is removed, it becomes original polymer. The mechanism of shape memory effects in shape memory polymers are entirely different from that of shape memory alloys. In shape memory polymers, the shape memory effect is dominated by the glass transition temperature. As we know, the glass transition temperature of different polymers are different. Thus, by analyzing the glass transition temperature, we could program a particular polymer to differentiate by analyzing the external stimuli that is required. See in that picture, I have a particular polymer. By programming or by heating, its shape is changing from permanent to temporary and again back to permanent. So, shape memory polymers are polymeric smart materials. They are really smart. And these polymers can retain two or sometimes three shapes. And the different ways to activate shape memory effect are thermoresponsive by changing the temperature, electrical heating induced shape memory effect, light induced shape memory effect, magnetically induced shape memory effect, or even we can have water activated shape memory effects. Some polyurethanes are examples for shape memory polymers. The polyurethane consists of three segments. First segment is a long chain polyether or a polyester or a polyol, which act as a soft segment, while diisocyanate and glycol act as a hard segments, and the role of glycol is the chain extender. Shape memory polyurethanes have good retraction temperatures. They have wide range of transition temperatures, and this makes them so tunable to the physical properties. See that particular slide? I have a polymer with a shape A. In that shape A, the polymer is elongated or stretched, but by applying temperature change, that means by heating or cooling, I could make these polymers in a coiled manner. When the polymers which get coiled, automatically the shape changes to shape B. Then, by changing the external stimuli or reversing the external stimuli, I could reach the original shape, that is the shape A. Now, what are the applications of shape memory polymers? Because of the extensive applications of shape memory polymers, they are considered as smart materials. Really, they are smart. They could be used for many purposes in biological mechanisms, artificial body parts, in automotive parts, in outer space stations. See, these applications are listed there. And I am sure in future the shape memory polymers play a distinct role in the instrumentation technology. Next is pH sensitive polymers. pH sensitive polymers are polymers which change its shape or structure depending upon the change in the pH of the medium. That is, these type of polymers respond to the changes in the pH of the surrounding medium. By changing the pH of the solution phase or medium, they can either expand or collapse. And we know for any substance to be affected by pH, there should be either acidic or basic mediums. Hence, for any pH sensitive polymers, there should be organic acidic or basic groups. These acidic and basic groups undergoes ionization in presence of an external medium, and their hydrodynamic volume either increase or decrease due to electrostatic repulsion or attraction. So, pH sensitive polymers can be defined as polyelectrolytes that include in their structure weak acidic or basic groups that either accept or release protons in response to a change in the environmental pH. The advancements in the material science has led to the design of variety of sensitive materials which are used for development of new polymeric systems that can respond to biological stimuli. And we know our biological processes are pH sensitive processes. Therefore, change in pH should really affect the structure of these type of polymers. Hence, pH responsive polymer systems are having greater applications in drug and gene delivery functions. Now we see some examples for pH sensitive polymers. Amino-alkyl methacrylate copolymer and hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose phthalate are examples for synthetic pH sensitive polymers, while dextran, hyaluronic acid and chitosan are examples for natural pH sensitive polymers. Now see that picture. I have a particular polymer at a pH 6, and this pH, those polymers are in a relaxed form or coiled form. But when I shift the pH to 4, these molecules get elongated or excited, and hence the structure changes. So this is the brief idea of pH sensitive polymers. Temperature responsive polymers. As we discussed, these are polymers which exhibit a drastic change in their physical properties with temperature. Once the temperature is changed, that is either the temperature is increased or decreased, the shape or structure of the polymer gets changed. So, by adjusting the temperature, the polymer could be elongated or the polymer could be compressed, and this makes that polymers highly smart. See that picture? I have a particular polymer which is in a scattered form or a coiled form at a low temperature. When I am increasing the temperature, these polymers get to a coiled form or the shape get compressed. Some of the examples for temperature responsive polymers are polyacrylamide and polyvinylamines. See the structures? That structures in the bracket you see? That structures could be either elongated or compressed as we change the temperature of that particular polymer system. Thermoresponsive polymers have immense applications in our biological systems. As we know, the body temperature changes with the biological process that is happening in us. Hence, these smart thermoresponsive polymers could play a dominant role in drug therapy, gene therapy, and genetic engineering. Dear students, we have discussed up to now about smart materials, shape memory polymers, pH sensitive polymers, and thermoresponsive polymers. We have gone through their mechanisms, their inherent properties, and their applications. The next topic for our discussion is dielectric elastomers. Rubber-like solids with elastic properties are called elastomers. See, to a particular elastomer, I am applying two oppositely charged electrodes in the sides of that particular elastomer. And when I change the polarity of the electrodes, or if I alternate the current or voltage on that particular electrode, this elastomer undergoes either distortion, that means elongation or contraction, or it produces large strain to the elastomers. Such smart materials are called dielectric elastomers. So, dielectric elastomers are smart material systems that can produce large strains. They belong to a group of compounds called electroactive polymers. This slide clearly shows how a dielectric elastomers work. As I told you earlier, I have the particular elastomer and I am applying two electrodes just above and below this particular elastomer. When an electric field is induced between the electrodes, the electrostatic forces cause a change in the shape of the particular elastomer. Now see the applications of dielectric elastomers. I told you dielectric elastomers are smart materials. See that particular clippings? I have three dielectric elastomers there, which act as a robotic hand. When I am applying electric field, it is lifting a particular stone from the ground. Now see the next slide. It is acting as the robotic muscle. See that red colored and blue colored dielectric elastomer? When I apply electric field, the hand is stretching. When I remove the electric field, the hand will come back to the original position. Hence, dielectric elastomers could be used for actuators in many smart instruments. What are the advantages of dielectric elastomers? Dielectric elastomers have higher energy density, they have lower weight, higher efficiency, higher maximum strength. Because of these advantages, they offer multiple potential applications with the potential to replace many electromagnetic actuators, pneumatics, and piezo actuators. See that particular slide? I have a dielectric elastomer and applying the voltage, it changes to different shape. Self-healing polymers. These are certain smart polymers which are capable to repair themselves when they are damaged. That means when a crack or breakage occurs to the structure of that particular polymer, the polymer automatically repairs the damage and hence get healed. That means the polymer have the ability to transform physical energy into chemical response to heal the damage. Self-healing polymers are a new class of smart materials that have the capability to repair themselves when they are damaged without the need for detection or repair by manual intervention. In self-healing polymers, they have an embedded healing agents. The best known self-healing materials have built-in microcapsules or filled like glue-like chemicals that can repair the damages. They are called embedded healing agents. See there, to this particular polymer, a cut has occurred and the bond exchange reaction occurs at that point where the cut has occurred, and finally the polymer gets healed. Thermoplastics such as polymethyl methacrylate and polystyrene have shown that cracks could be easily healed. See here, that red balls, they are embedded healing agents. Once a crack occurs to the polymer, these embedded healing agents breaks and the solution oozes out or leaks out. This Vicks out solution slowly heal the crack or the breakage. See here, there is a particular polymer which was damaged in air and it was healed after 5 minutes. Self-healing glass. Glass made from a low-weight polymer called polyether thioureas can heal itself from cracks and breaks when pressed together by hand without the need of high heat to melt the material. So, two types of self-healing could occur. One is intrinsic self-healing and another is extrinsic self-healing. So, the difference between the intrinsic self-healing and extrinsic self-healing is pointed out there. See the applications of self-healing conductive materials. They could be used in adhesives, coatings, supercapacitors, solar cells, electronic skin, and even in sensors. Now we have to see what are mechanophores. Mechanophores are smart materials that respond to externally applied mechanical forces. When an externally applied mechanical forces or stimuli act on that particular compound, the compound's bond cleavage occurs. That means the chemical bonds present in that particular mechanophore undergoes cleavage when an external mechanical strain or stress is applied. So, mechanophores are compounds that respond to an externally applied mechanical force by undergoing chemical changes. That is, an external mechanical force is able to activate the covalent and weak bonds present in the mechanophores. Examples of mechanophores are benzocyclobutenes, bicyclo-3,2,0-heptane. Now see, here I am correlating the compound with a chain. In that particular chain, the links are connected to form the chain, and there is a blue colored link which is very weak. When I apply an external force, this blue colored link breaks, and hence this is an example for a mechanophore. See that particular compound? In that particular compound, which is having a blue structure, there is a sulfur heterocyclic compound. There the bond is broken. But when you are going to the next side or the right hand side, in that particular molecule, that bond has made. Hence, mechanophores undergo cleavage of bonds very easily so that the structure could be turned into different forms. Hence, mechanophores are brilliant, smart materials. Now see, what are the applications of mechanophores? Mechanophores have excellent applications since they have spectral and luminance properties. In some cases, this response alters the fluorescence characters of these smart materials. See, I have a slide there in which I have three parts: a 0% stressed, 600% mechanical stress, and a relaxed form. When I do the mechanical stress, certain luminance are produced in that particular compound embedded with the corresponding mechanophores. Hence, the mechanophores can be used to develop precise stress sensors and visual detectors of stress and strain. see some of the applications of mechanophores. Mechanophores could be used for energy dissipation. It could be used for mechanically triggered molecules. That means when I give external stress, the molecule get excited or triggered. Another case is it could be used for sustainable materials. When I apply external force or mechanical force, the molecules which are scattered get associated to form a chain structure. Also, we can have mechanophores used for mechanistic studies. That means for a particular system, the molecules are connected, and if I apply pressure, the molecules undergo cleavage so that the continuity will disappear. This is an example for a spiropyran mechanophore. The parent compound, there is a oxygen linkage, or we can say oxygen linked heterocyclic compound is there. In the pathway 1 and pathway 2, these pyropyran molecules get stressed by an external mechanical force and undergo cleavage so that two different isomers could be obtained, having different properties, and hence are brilliant examples for mechanophores.